Namaskar and welcome to Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. I'm Kala Shankar. I want to thank our viewers for your positive feedback regarding our program. The news headlines for today's Vision of Asia include the BJP victory celebration at Royal Albert's Palace, the curtain raiser for the International Day of Yoga by World Vegan Vision. We have a report on the event by Cry Connect, a report on the Marathi play ANANYA, the Indo-Caribbean Federation's 34th annual celebration, and our weekly special, This Week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Stay right where you are. Our program continues right after these messages. You are watching Vision of Asia special weekly edition on ITV Gold. Let us begin with this special report on the grand celebration to mark the historic victory of the BJP. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is back to lead the nation. Chairman of ITV Gold, Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, also endorsed Prime Minister Modi and participated in many events organized in support of the BJP prior to the elections. Dr. Parikh was also present at the victory celebration with other community leaders. Here are some highlights.
भारत माता की जय! भारत माता की जय!
Well, 3 cheers for Narendra Modi. Hippie! 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 We are gathered here today to celebrate one of the most historic days in India's history. The swearing in of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's second time. Narendra is a distinct, unique, visionary and inspiring leader. I have known him for several years very closely and personally. I am happy to see so many cheerful and happy faces today. We are happy because our motherland, India, in good hands of Narendra Modi. We are happy today because we are here to express our joy and our gratitude to Narendra Modi. Today we are here to celebrate a spirit of India. Today we are overjoyed that BJP crossed historical 350 seats in Parliament. We are so fortunate to have witnessed this historical event. As a chairman of the ITV Gold and Parikh Media, I endorse Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his team with a full heartedly, and I urge all the NRI to work for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to promote US-India relations. He is a 100% honest leader, strong leader, great visionary, deeply spiritual person, and source of inspiration to millions of people. I once again congratulate Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his team, but more important to all of you, because all of you work so hard to make history possible. So let's congratulate all of you for your hard work to make Narendra Modi Prime Minister second time. I look forward to working to support India and Prime Minister Shri Narendra Damodar Modi. And it's a privilege and honor to say that overseas BJP should always can count on Parikh Media, ITV Gold, and personally me for any publicity, any platform. This is your platform. It's a BJP platform. Please use ITV Gold and Parikh Media as a BJP platform to propagate our Narendra Bhai's mission and Narendra Bhai's vision. Thank you very much. God bless America. God bless India. And God bless Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Thank you.
यज्ञ में भी हजारों की संख्या में लोग आए थे। अपने सारे उस एनआरआई टीम को, ग्लोबल एनआरआई टीम को हम चरण वंदन करते हैं और नरेंद्र भाई के नेतृत्व में इस नए भारत के लिए सब मिलकर के काम करेंगे और यहाँ से हम और बेहतर तरीके से हम नरेंद्र भाई, हम भारत को जगत गुरु बनाएंगे। धन्यवाद। और इस काम में आईटीवी के चेयरमैन डॉक्टर सुधीर पारिक जी को भी और विशेष रूप से धन्यवाद दूंगा। उनका भी बड़ा सहयोग रहा यहाँ से भारत तक।
We have done more than 100 Chai Pe Charchas in more than 30 cities around the country. We organize programs from Boston to Seattle, from Los Angeles to Houston, to mobilize NRIs to take part in this movement. We organize car rallies, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, San Francisco, and Chowkidar marches in New Jersey, Washington, Yajnas in New Jersey, Houston, flash mob dances, snowmobile rally in Colorado, Gargari Modi programs, and many programs. And the most importantly, our volunteers of all organizations combined, OAPJP and other organization volunteers, made more than 1.4 million phone calls to India.
मोदी जी दोबारा ऐसे प्रधानमंत्री हैं जो नॉन कांग्रेस के प्रधानमंत्री दोबारा से जिन्होंने शपथ ली है। सो आज का दिन हम लोगों के हिस्ट्री में हमेशा के लिए अमर हो जाएगा। हम इंडिया वर्ल्ड फाउंडेशन की टीम मोदी जी के लिए बहुत जो है आभारी हैं और मोदी जी बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पर भी सभी कार्यकर्ताओं ने बहुत काम किया है। आज यहाँ पे हम इस दिवस को सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं। करीब 1000 लोग यहाँ पर आए हैं और सभी कार्यकर्ताओं ने बहुत मेहनत की है। सभी में बहुत बड़ा एंथुजियाज्म है और हम भारत माता के लिए जो भी सेवा है उसके लिए हमेशा तैयार हैं। बोलो भारत माता की जय।
As a 15th Prime Minister of India, being a Gujarati, I am proud of to have our Prime Minister from our state Gujarat. He that delivered a strong message. We are not here for the position, but for the responsibilities.
The International Day of Yoga is celebrated on June 21st. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi gets a credit for presenting this idea to the world community. This day is playing an important role with respect to increasing awareness about yoga and inspiring people to lead a healthy and harmonious lifestyle. Many events are being organized in the tri-state area. The Indian consulate is also playing a key role in connecting with various organizations to mark this day. World Vegan Vision organized a curtain raiser for the International Day of Yoga events in New Jersey. Here's a report.
Announce that International Yoga Day will be celebrated on 23rd of June this year in this hotel only. Yoga was started by Patanjali Yoga Guru some centuries ago. It was declining, but thereafter it started by Ramdev, Sri Ramdev ji, about 15-20 years ago. It revived, and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi spread the word throughout the world, and today yoga is everywhere in the world, every city, every town, including United Nations.
We have a curtain raiser for International Yoga Day, which is to be held on June 23rd, 2019 at Fairbridge Hotel in Somerset. And there were more than 12 groups presented today who are contributing to the yoga and the spiritual life of people living in New Jersey. We have a philosophy from Patanjali Yoga and Ramdev Baba and Sadhguru, and above all SKN Foundation, Dr. Mehrotra gave the insight about how all these things to be started early in the age, so that it is in every cell of your body, it is in your behavior, it is in your culture. So today was a great curtain raiser. It was attended by more than 60-70 people, and I thank Parikh Media and Dr. Sudhir Parikh and his team to promote this, to ultimately improve the quality and health and joyful life of people living in New Jersey.
I am itself, it's a pran, I am. Pran, I am. This is the exercise for our pran. If you do more exercise, your pran going to be very brave. We are taking only little bit oxygen. You think about when we normally when sit down or we doing something, we take just little bit oxygen. You can fill up your whole lungs. If you fill up your whole lungs, so oxygen go in your each and every body part, and your all organs working very nicely. If you take a little bit oxygen, your eye and your heart and they are not getting much oxygen, so they are not strong. If you really want, so do this pranayam for 3 or 4 times a day and check the difference within 1 month. You can see the difference. So this is again, the pranayam is a exercise for our body and our soul also. So
inside the body, beyond the mind, the consciousness you are very divine. So travel within and touch the divine. That's the essence of yoga. So yoga sab koi kahe, yoga na jana koi. Ardhadhar उर्ध चले योग कहा विसो, योग कहत है जोड़ को, योग कहत है संधि, योग रहस्य उपाय में जीव ब्रह्म की संधि। इंटरनेशनल योगा डे एक ऐसा अवसर है जहाँ पे आपको योग में जीवन शुरुआत करने का आपको मौका मिल रहा है। आपको लगता है कि योग बहुत कठिन है, मैं बताता हूँ कि योग 8 वर्ष के अवस्था से ही किया जा सकता है। ये कठिन बिल्कुल नहीं है। अगर आप समझते हैं योग सिर्फ आसन है, तो नहीं, योग असल में ध्यान ही है। ध्यान में ही योग घटित होता है। आसन तो शरीर को स्थिर करने का नाम है। तो कहते हैं कि तन आसन हठ योगी माने, मन आसन कोई विरला जाने, आत्म आसन अद्भुत खेला, है रहस्य अंतर्गम मेला। आसन जो है शरीर का भी होता है, आसन जो है मन का भी होता है, आसन जो है आत्मा का भी होता है।
Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. while we present a special edition of Vision of Asia on Sundays at 11 a.m. Join us in appreciating the sponsors of Vision of Asia. The program continues right after these messages, so don't go anywhere. It is encouraging to observe young Indian Americans demonstrating compassion in action. Young professionals are also supporting CRY, Child Rights on You organizations, which address the rights of children. A CRY Connect networking event was organized recently. This was an opportunity for young professionals to meet and learn from entrepreneurs and industry leaders. Aditi Lamba has this report for ITV Gold.
We have a great event planned. We have panel discussions. We have 4 brilliant panelists. We have Sangeeta Mudnal, who is a senior director at Microsoft, Avni Modi, who is the co-founder of Modi Toys, Mr. Jigar Thakur, who is a chief technology officer at MSCI, and Gurpreet Pastricha, who is a managing partner at Pastricha and Patel LLC. We're very happy that they've come together to help us make this evening a success. We also have a great crowd of young professionals, entrepreneurs, some mothers, some students from the community, community, and we hope they have a great time tonight.
So as we all know, AI has transformed from vision to reality today. It has benefited a lot of customers worldwide. But with any great technological innovation, there's always the complexities and challenges of the future that we want to see.
I've been in CRY, which is Child Rights and You, for almost 20 years as a volunteer and as a patron. I started out my CRY volunteer role back in Seattle, and once I moved to New York, I've been both as a volunteer and also participating as one of the panel members. I hope to share some of my insights from my career at Microsoft. I'm a senior director at Microsoft today in the New York research office. I hope you'll find this event very insightful and continue to support CRY in all of your donations and sponsorships. Thank you so much.
The good thing about giving back, whether it's in kind or cash or volunteering, is it makes you feel good about yourself. And that's very important to live a very happy life. I think at the end of the day, we all want to be useful in some way and want to be happy. And if giving can give you that happiness, feel good about yourself, it's important to do that. And over time, I realized one of the things that I really appreciate when I hear Oprah Winfrey is your legacy is the number of people you touch.
I am one of the panelists here at this event, and I'm so proud to be here to help raise money for CRY. Modi Toys is a children's toy company that's really inspired by South Asian culture, and children are at the heart of everything that we do. So to be here to support CRY, an organization that's really dedicated to children, that means the world to me, so I'm really excited to be here.
We've been really fortunate that Baby Ganesh has really touched the hearts of so many people in so many different ways that I could have never imagined. So truth be told, when we first launched back in August of last year, we thought that our target audience was going to be, parents or parents to be those who have kids that are from newborns to maybe 2-3 years old. And that was it. We weren't thinking big picture, but it wasn't until we actually released our product into the market that we realized that there really is no age limit for love or faith, right? Really everything that kind of impacts me in my life, I bring to the forefront, and I realize that the things that impact me are not just me alone. They resonate with so many people, and our ability to really connect with people has ultimately been, I think, our biggest success factor.
As you go through your career, your growth in your life and your career, the highest levels, as you reach the highest levels, it's about self-actualization. You feel valuable, you did something for the world. So believe it or not, in the long run, what's going to give you satisfaction is when you make a difference. You take what you need from the world, but when you give a lot more back, that's when the satisfaction comes in. The example I'll give is, I had visited one of the CRY projects in Jharkhand and deep into the hills of Jharkhand, and a lot of tribal areas. And I saw hundreds of little children who were benefited from the projects that were going on there. And it was a very touching 3-day experience that has been with me for all these years. So after 20 years, more than 20 years in all these industries and doing all these kinds of shipping a lot of products and becoming a CTO and this and that, if you were to ask me my accomplishments, I feel like that was my biggest accomplishment.
What are your hopes for CRY? And I'm talking about a 5, 10, and 15-year plan. What are your hopes?
So 5, 10, 15-year plans. I really hope that CRY, I think there's a challenge here to be able to, the last question was the key challenge. Mm-hmm. How do we convince millions of fairly affluent South Asians, Indians to participate? We were all fortunate to be where we are. And how do we motivate them to come and join the cause? It does require a lot of funds to make a big impact. India has more than 1 billion people with hundreds of millions living below the poverty line. And then millions of children who are still working and they're not going to school. So I think the challenge is going to be, how do we convince those of people with influence? If we look at Bill Gates, why is he going after every billionaire in the country and other countries to influence them to go give? Why is he converting Warren Buffett to go give, right? Because that's where a lot of power is in terms of the monetary funds that are needed. And so that is from a financial perspective. And from the youth perspective, I think the youth of today versus 20 years ago, I think they're much more enlightened, they're more positive, they're more tolerant about different religions and everything, right? So I have a huge hope that the youth will join the cause by becoming the volunteers and actually reaching out. So I have a lot of aspirations from the youth today. If you look at the volunteers, a lot of them are actually spending a ton of time. So in the next 5, 10, 15 years, I hope we just bring in more volunteers, more donors, and then keep on expanding to more and more projects in India. So I think there's a long ways to go for CRY. I'm a huge well-wisher and a supporter and a volunteer. And I hope, more and more people, and it's not just, it doesn't have to be CRY. I mean, I think whatever you believe in, if you want to focus on animal rights or you want to focus on women's education or whatever it is, whatever cause you believe in, right. I'm not saying go for CRY. I'm just saying whatever you believe in, go pursue that, spend some time and money and investment of your own yourself, and you'll get very rich rewards out of it. So I really, if anything, I would like to, for the listeners, to inspire them to go out there and go help.
The Indo-Caribbean Federation organized its 34th annual celebration to commemorate the arrival of East Indians in the Americas. The event was held at Smoky Park in Richmond Hill, Queens. Our colleague Imran Ahmad also worked with the organizing team for this event. Here's a report.
181 years of Indian arrival since our great ancestors have come. What better way to celebrate it than amongst our people and this very cultural event?
Definitely.
So I would like to say on behalf of all of us here at Bhubaneswar Mandir that we are very grateful to be a part of this community. New York City is a place where so many different diverse cultures, so many people come together. And I think our Indian brothers and sisters from Indian descent, Guyanese, Trinidadian, Surinamese, whatever you be, whatever religions, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, whatever we be, when we come together, I think we're a force that can make lasting change in the world. Our ancestors always said, and my Guruji, our Shri Prakash Gosaiji, always indicated to the youth especially, 3 things are important: dharma, culture, education, and religion.
And what's your feeling like today as we are moments away from this grand celebration?
I feel awesome. Awesome in the language of being with the Indo-Caribbean Federation and bring this event together year by year. It's really a great feeling to bring this community together. The mission and the vision of the Indo-Caribbean Federation is to serve these people, is to help those who can't help themselves. And we have to compliment our president, who is a diehard supporter of this organization. 34 years ago, he still standing, still trying to do the very best. And I wish this organization the very best for the future.
All these years during this event, you must have noticed that the faces have changed in terms of contestants, participants, as well as spectators. When we see that there's a young generation very passionate about this event, and they're very passionate about the arts and culture. It's all about celebrating their ancestors and their heritage. Your message to the young ones to keep this going and, of course, preserve the culture for the next generation.
Absolutely. You know, Indian heritage, we go with, you know, India, many people invaded India. Many countries invaded India and try to change them. But we continue to survive as a culture. We carry a culture. We're very staunch when it comes to culture, and it's something that we have as an identity. Like for example, the blacks came from Africa. They've been converted to Christians.
Right.
They don't know about their ancestors and so forth. But we go back to India. We go back to Guyana, and we have a culture that's very rich.
On May 5th, 1838, the first two ships, Whitby and Hesperus, arrived in Guyana from Calcutta with 413 immigrants on board. During the period, 79 years, 238,979 indentured laborers were brought from India to Guyana to work under the colonial administration. They came in 244 ships in a total of 534 voyages between 1838 and 1917.
Stay tuned for more Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community right after this. The award-winning Marathi play ANANYA attracted many Marathi theater lovers at East Brunswick High School in New Jersey on May 25th. This play has received over 28 important awards to date. Here's a report on the performance of the play in New Jersey.
We heard so much about this play because it received so many national, international awards and of course state awards, and we are extremely happy to see amazing treat for the Natya Rasik, and we are so glad to be here. I wish many people could come here and attend such a wonderful event.
अरे असं काय करते सांगण्या म्हणजे कधी ना कधी कळणारच आहे ना त्याला काय कळणार जे मी सांगणार काय सांगणार आहेस जे मी सांगणार होतो ना अनन्या तू काय लपवतेस आमच्यापासून बाबा मी कुठे काय लपवते मी ह्याला ओळखतही नाही आज दुपारी भेटले मी ह्याला हा बघा बघा एकीकडे म्हणते ओळखतच नाही आणि दुसरीकडे म्हणते दुपारीच भेटली काय चाललंय तुझं मला ना खरंच डाऊट येतो अनन्या अनन्या कसं काय असं जय दीक्षित तुला जे काही बोलायचंय ना ते स्पष्ट बोल तू जरा शांत बस बोल रे.
It's a very nice drama, more practical about Ananya. It's very touchy. Here the people are more practical. They are less emotional. Whereas we are more emotional and more attached. And I'm very sure that Ananya's parents, Ananya's father and brother, they will definitely help her to come out of the problem.
कुणी अक्षरही बोलायचं नाहीये मी काय सांगते ना ते प्लीज नीट ऐका ह्याला असं दुपारी पहिल्यांदा भेटले पहिल्यांदा तिची असं काहीतरी नॉनसेन्स बडबड करत होता आणि आता इथे आला कळलं नॉनसेन्स बडबड सोडला तर शी इज राईट असंच कळलं तुझं पण असं कसं तू सरळ जाऊन माझ्या मुलीशी असं कसं बोलू शकतोस मग कसं बोलायला नाही बोलता पण तू सरळ जाऊन तिच्याशी प्रेमाचं बोलला आता बाबा प्रेम करतो तो प्रेमाचं बोलणार ना.
Hi, my name is Dr. Amay Patil. I'm here from New Jersey, and my friend recommends me to watch this show, Ananya, this drama, and Rutuja Bagwe, she's doing like phenomenal act. Everybody should watch this show. It's must watch in lifetime. Thank you.
बघताना सुधाचंद्रनची आठवण आली आहे की एका विलपॉवरमुळे किती बदल घडवू शकतो माणूस आपल्या आयुष्यात. नाटक बघण्यासारखं आहे.
This is my CBC. I'm M.Com gold medalist from Mumbai University and I have cleared my CA exam first attempt recently.
अनन्या, मला माहिती आहे तू माझ्या मनात तुझ्या मनात माझ्याविषयी राग आहे.
About my family, sir. My father is a government servant.
अनन्या, होतं असं कधी कधी माणूस अशा विचित्र सिच्युएशन मध्ये पडतो की त्याला करायचं असतं, करावं लागते, पण त्यामुळे
My strengths are positive attitude, hard work and self confidence. And my weakness is I am not comfortable until I finish my work in the given time. And sir, my hobbies are reading and
त्यानंतर मी तुझ्या इतकं सुन्न झालो होतो.
It's very inspiring story. Everyone, each and everyone should see this Natak. And I am very happy I am here. Thank you.
Please, तू काही करू नकोस, इथे काहीतरी गोंधळ सुरू.
गोंधळ सुरू आहे? म्हणजे काय चाललंय इकडे? प्लीज मला कोणी सांगेल का इकडे काय चाललंय एक्झॅक्टली?
You chill. Why are you getting so panic? असे एवढं काही नाही ठरलंय आमच्या. बस मी अनन्याशी लग्न करतो.
काय कोणी ठरवलं? म्हणजे अनन्याचं लग्न ऑलरेडी ठरलंय. आणि मगाचपासून मी वेड्यासारखी इकडे स्वतःच्या लग्नाबद्दल बोलतो. कोणालाच नाही वाटलं का मला सांगावं याचं लग्न ठरलंय म्हणून?
You know, I've heard that this is always houseful in India, but to have that opportunity to see here with such a close proximity is definitely an unbelievable experience. So really happy that, and I hope there are more opportunities like this where we bring the drama from India here.
मला सांगा प्रॉब्लेम एवढा का? कारण तुझा प्रॉब्लेम. माझा? Yes. You see, instant reaction should always be constant rather than being constantly instant. काय? म्हणजे मी मगाशी तुला म्हणालो मी अनन्याशी लग्न करतोय हे ठरलं. मी असं म्हणालो का ते हो म्हणाली?
म्हणजे ती तुला नाही म्हणत.
परत इन्स्टंट. मी तुला असं म्हणालो का ती मला कधी हो बोलणारच नाही. See, that's your problem. तुला constantly instant आपल्या instinct वर constant म्हणतेस. Yeah.
Completely captivated the audience in expressing the story of Ananya. Thank you.
It's time for timely interaction on topical issues with Dr. Parikh. In This Week with Padma, Shri, Dr. Sudhir, Parikh.
Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas. Welcome to This Week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. And it's a new week with a lot of new developments coming from India, of course, with America as well. And I have this special privilege and pleasure of welcoming Dr. Sudhir.
Namaskar.
So, Dr. Sir, post-election, back Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the seat of leading the nation. But it's a new parliament and new set of ministers. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think the selection of the ministers are really very good, excellent actually. And the portfolio, the distribution of the portfolio is also very, very tactical and very strategic. And I think each and every minister has a lot to offer for the new India in next 5 years.
So now talking about especially foreign minister, because somehow NRI seems to have a little bit more direct relationship with the foreign ministry in some way, and you have personally known Subramaniam Jaishankarji, who was IFS and foreign secretary with Sushma Swaraj. Now he is foreign minister. This is happening for the first time. How do you feel?
Well, I think Ambassador Subramaniam Jaishankar, S. Jaishankar, is known to NRIs and known to me personally, because when he was ambassador here in Washington for 3 years, I think from 2013 or 12 to 14, 15, I think. And at that time, I had opportunity to come to know him very closely and personally. I worked with him for US-India relations, as well as I work under his guidance to do the Medicine Square Garden program. And he is very, very astute, very smart, very, very diplomatic diplomat. and he knows China well, he knows USA well, and he has a great connectivity, and that's why after 2014 election, Prime Minister Modi took him from Washington to Delhi and made him Foreign Secretary, which is like a second person in the MEA.
So now moving towards another important key ministry of Indian government, and I have a feeling that you must have known Amit Shah ji also from the days of Gujarat,
Right.
where he served as Home Minister of Gujarat under Chief Minister Narendra Modi ji. Now Amit Shah as Home Minister, this is seen as a very important move on the part of India, and in Indian media, or rather social media, people perceive the presence of Amit Shah as Home Minister as an additional help for India to counter Pakistani challenge wherever it is. How do you see his presence?
I think Amit Shah as a minister, Home Minister, is going to be very important and very good for India, because as a Home Minister there are so many issues inside the India which needs a very bold initiative, particularly 370, 335A, then citizenship problem in the Northeast. All this thing needs really a very decisive, bold initiative to achieve that. And I think as a Home Minister, what I know him since Gujarat when he was Home Minister at Gujarat, I think he was very meticulous, very particular in details, and he has understanding of the politics and political echo, that how people behaves in politics, how people react to the politics, and I think he's the right fit for Home Ministry, because Home Ministry is very important, particularly in the country like India, when it's a federation. It means every state has their own right to do certain things, including law and order and everything.
Absolutely.
So any state can rebel if they want to. Of course, that rebellion may not last too long, but they can create a chaos. So I think a strong, decisive, meticulous person who is a Home Minister is the best thing happened to India. And plus he has a great chemistry with the Prime Minister, and when the Home Minister and Prime Minister has a great chemistry, I think there is nothing like it.
So Dr. allow me to say that you are a diplomat yourself in terms of expressing yourself on public domain, but I'm asking you a question to compare Rajnath Singh ji and Amit Shah's personality as far as the way these two different individuals would perceive their role as Home Minister of India. So what might be the main reason to change ministry of Rajnath Singh?
I think my feeling is that, or my guess is that I have no privy to any inside information, but my guess is that Prime Minister Modi has a great chemistry with Amit Shah, and we know that in his Gujarat time when he was Home Minister, he has implemented all the wishes of Chief Minister, and so he is really a person who you can count on, who knows how to implement the things, who knows meticulously how to plan it. And I think India needs a strong Home Minister, because we have a diverse country. Look at the simple example, even a balloon of drafting Hindi is a compulsory. There is so much hoo-ha in the South. And there again, Home Minister, though it's a HRD minister's issue, but if something goes wrong and if protest starts and some chaos happens, Home Ministry again comes in picture. So I think we need a strong Home Ministry, and I think it is time now to remove the 370 and 35A and integrate the Kashmir into the India. That's the best way to integrate the Kashmir to the India, and educate the Kashmiri young Kashmiris about the advantage of being integration with India.
I think what you are saying is also echoed in some of the interviews by Amit Shah ji. And staying with Amit Shah as the architect of victory of BJP, indeed the presence of Prime Minister Modi as the charismatic leader made a lot of difference. Yet the organizational capacity of Amit Shah is appreciated by one and all. So from that point of view, do you see him not being at the helm of affairs for the party would somehow be harmful?
No, I think usually in politics, usually they put or they recommend someone to be president of the party who are with the same page or with whom they have good chemistry, particularly PM and HM. That's the only way to run the country smoothly. And I'm sure that whoever comes, whether it comes JP Nadda ji or someone else, the person will have a great chemistry with the Prime Minister and Home Minister.
Now, another important ministry, and two ministers are not there, Sushma Swaraj ji and Arun Jaitley ji. How do you see Nirmala Sitharaman ji moved from Defense Ministry to Finance Ministry, that decision?
Well, I mean, you know that Arun Jaitley ji is not there because of his ill health. Does not permit him to take that responsibility, and he himself, I mean, publicly says so. And Sushma ji also, her health is also is not perfect, and she has kidney transplant and everything. And I think she herself is opt out from the even electoral process. So now the replacement of Sitharaman to Finance Ministry, I think it's a good choice because Nirmala Sitharaman herself, she is professionally, she is an economist.
Yes.
And she has, she understands numbers, and she has a great chemistry again with the PM. And so I think foreign minister with a great because you know in economics there are three people different and interpret economy three different ways. So we need somebody who has a great chemistry with the PM, and who can interpret and who can implement PM's wishes perfectly.
Wonderful. And as we move towards perfection in terms of communicating with Dr. Sudhir Parikh, who has wholeheartedly supported Modi ji, endorsed him, and you have also participated in many BJP victory celebrations recently. So as we conclude this program, in terms of the expectations of people as NRI, what do you think is on the mind of most of the people, and if you happen to be in close proximity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit, what would your
I think most of the NRI wish that something better days are coming, and they want India to be corruption-less. They want India to be well educated. They want youth to be gainful employment, and also they want India to be recognized and reckoned with in the world power or world situation. And if even we can achieve all these 4 or 5 things, then I think all NRIs will be very happy and very thankful to Prime Minister Narendra Bhai.
Wonderful. And your parting words for our viewers?
Well, again, dear friends, thank you for joining me for episode of this week, today. And we are very lucky that we have now a great Prime Minister at the driver's seat in India, and I'm sure he will take the India to the higher level, make India more prosperous and more proud for the NRI. So God bless India. God bless America, and see you next week.
That is all the time we have for today's Vision of Asia Voice of the Community. Thanks for watching. If you're still not in the list of friends or followers of the ITV Gold Facebook page, now is the time to join us. Do keep writing to us about events at this email ID, events@itvgold.com. And do subscribe to the ITV Gold YouTube channel. Join us again next Sunday at 11 a.m. right here on ITV Gold. Until we meet again, have a pleasant week ahead. I'm Kala Shankar. Namaste.